What's up, fam? Today I'm going to show you my own secret hack on how to find out the exact audiences that your competitors are potentially targeting.
So the product that I handpicked to show you guys is this customized glowstone rings. Now, I did do my research on this company. I thought they were a drop shipper. It doesn't seem like they're one. Because I actually think they do design these rings, and if they don't, then they definitely source them from somewhere else, because I wasn't really able to find them on AliExpress. But it's okay. We're just gonna use some rings that may be very similar, and or we can just pretend like we're able to find this exact ring on AliExpress, because the important thing is here is that you guys can see that this is a ring, and asking the questions of, you know, what is this product, what does it do, and who would wear it, now it just becomes very difficult, because guess what? This is a ring, so who would wear it? Anyone. What is the product? What's so special about it? What problem does it solve? It doesn't solve any problems. Again, it's just a ring. It's something people would wear, and it's such a general product that now you're just like, oh my god, what would I do? what can I do? Who would I target? And you know, some people are just like I said, targeting is not difficult, but some products are easier than others in terms of you know, how obvious they are. Like, this is not an obvious product, and products like these, you can really do it two ways. You can either really think through and experiment with some interest you think would be best, or the route I recommend is you can actually still go even deeper and find some data that will help you actually find targeting for this product. Like I said, let's pretend that ring is on AliExpress and that you wanted to sell it. Now, who would you target? So this is a pretty cool little hack, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna come back here to the ad, and you're actually gonna hit all comments, and you're gonna sort by, definitely by most relevant. Actually, no, you're gonna do all comments. You're gonna hit view more comments. And what Facebook will do is it'll show you a couple more, but it won't show you all the 1,400 comments out there. So all you gotta do is keep scrolling down and hitting view more comments. And essentially, you're gonna keep doing this until you hit every single comment. I know this is tedious and can take a little long, but you guys will see how valuable opening all these comments is. And again, you don't have to do this for every single product you target. I would suggest doing this for products where they are like this. They're just very generic, and you just don't know where to start, because as you guys will see in a minute, opening all of these comments will get you a really good idea of both what people say and where these people are coming from. So you can really dissect and basically reverse engineer the possible interests that competitor, right, this specific dropshipper is targeting, and where they're having success. And the reason you're doing it is because you want to know which interest, right, which targeting is giving them the success, so you can go after those same targeting, or at least similar targeting or interests, and, you know, get a piece of that pie. Once you've already expanded every single comment that you can see, what you're gonna do now is you're gonna go through each and every one. And you're looking for two things. You're looking to see if there's a pattern of some kind, right, about what people say or talk. And you're also looking for somebody who probably said in the comments, because this does happen a lot with products that are a hit like this. You'll see people actually say, I bought one, or I own one, or something related to, hey, I got one, or I bought one. And there will be people that actually state that in the comments. And I will show you why that's relevant, but let's just go and scroll through it and see what we can find as far as patterns. And at the same time, we'll try to spot somebody who actually bought the product. So, for example, this person, these comments are actually really funny, so you'll actually enjoy this process at least a little bit. Somebody said nuclear Oreos, that's all I can see. And you may not, you may not really see what they're talking about, but actually, if I'm not going to play the whole video, it's just snippets, but I think this is their thumbnail, and as you can see right here, they really do look like Oreos, at least some of them, in some fashion, I guess. And I thought these were glowing Oreos. I thought it was a glowing Oreo, These are people talking about Oreos, and I need 7 of them so I can purge the galaxy of all life. If you guys don't know what this person is talking about, this person is probably talking about making reference to Avengers. Hopefully you guys are familiar with Avengers, but if you're not, basically there's this villain who has these stones and can just, with a snap of his fingers, can destroy, you know, half of the universe. And so that's kind of what they're making reference here, because it just looks similar to that. And these are key things that you may be laughing about and may not be realizing, but I want you to really pay careful attention to these comments, because they actually do give you clues about where these people are coming from and where the dropshippers potentially targeting. So for example, you're starting to see some Oreo comments. This may sound silly, but if some people, or if a lot of people are relating this to Oreos, why not target the actual interest Oreos? You really never know. You know, it's just so funny, but it's something that it could get them to buy. And now, for example, somebody making a comment like this, you know, like when I use this to purchase the galaxy, well, maybe they're actually talking about or making reference to Avengers movie, so it might actually not be a bad idea to target people who like Avengers movie, right? Because there are glowing stones there, and this is glowing, and there's different colors, so people make relation. Although this is not directly related to Avengers, people make that connection, and just finding these little connections and trends and patterns can really give you a starting point. Because like I said before, when we looked at this just at face value, we did not know where to start. Like, oh my god, how do I target a ring? But now we're getting some ideas just off of the comments. But this is nothing, just wait. This is just the first step. So you're just gonna keep scrolling, and again, there's people, so you know here they're targeting worldwide because there's some Portuguese here. Somebody invented glow in the dark Oreos again. People just really are relating this ring to Oreos, which is crazy. What flavor Oreo is this? So everybody literally saying Oreo. Boom, we found one dude right here that says, order one for my wedding ring. Can't wait to see it in person. And this is so beautiful because this is a buyer. This is one of the things we were looking for, right? We were both trying to spot a pattern. The pattern being a lot of people are really thinking these are Oreos. And another thing, and buyers. We were trying to look for buyers, and there will always be somebody, at least somebody that says, I bought one, I ordered one. And this is not, of course, to find those people, you don't have to really scroll through every single one. All you have to do is expand, and you can do Control F, right, and say bought one. Oh, that's completely wrong. Right, bought, there's none, right? Or ordered one in this case, right? Do keywords, you know, things people would say that mean the same thing, and then you'll find this guy. And then, of course, I do suggest that you look through all the comments because, again, here you're trying to spot patterns. So, for example, that's step number 1. And, of course, I'm not going to go through the whole thread because it would be too time-consuming, but that's what you guys should do. But what I went ahead and did was I found some people that said that they bought one or, you know, they bought the product, and at the same time, I also found some people that actually had really strong engagement in their comments, right? Like a lot of emojis that had like heart emojis, for example, or just very, very positive comments. Or, for example, people that, I love your ring, dude, it's amazing. You know, this is another buyer, actually. So what I like to do is I find people that both bought or have really strong or commented really strongly on the ring or just had a lot of emojis expressing a very positive thing. And what I do is...
Sorry for the interruption, but if you're enjoying this content, please do me a solid and make sure you subscribe down below. And definitely don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you're notified every single time that I release a new video.
I opened the profile of every single one of these people, and you guys will see exactly why I did that. So, for example, this is just a random person, but here's a cool thing you guys can do if you didn't know, and you know, you don't have to add people as friends. This is only if people have this enabled in their privacy settings. Again, this is person by person. Some people will not have it enabled, but if you actually go to someone's profile and you hit more, you'll be able to see whatever videos they have, you know, whatever they allow you to see based on their own profile privacy settings. But the one thing we care about here is the likes. because once we hit likes, this will take us to the pages these people have liked. And I know this can be very overwhelming, but hey, look, Avengers, like, why am I not surprised here? We saw a comment making a reference to that, but this is a second way to really dig in deep to see what interest this person has liked, because that dropshipper or that company has targeted at the very least one of these interests that they're seeing. So again, here what you're going to do is try to spot a pattern. And again, now we're seeing trends, right? Not just the Oreos, but now we're seeing this person likes Avengers, and somebody made not the same person, a different person made some reference to Avengers. So this could be a second starting point, targeting interest, just like definitely target Avengers, but target interest similar to Avengers, right? Like Marvel and other superhero names, and maybe even the actors that play them, etc. Those different marketing angles is what you want to really go for. And then here what you want to do is scroll, and again, we're trying to spot patterns. And I know this can, depending on the person, there's people that have thousands of these liked. But again, this is very time consuming, I know, but if you really want to make this work and you want to make money, you got to hustle, and this is honestly the best way. And you want to start really trying to spot patterns here. Obviously this person seems to like cats a lot, but you want to spot patterns that would make sense for the type of product. This is a glowing ring, so but I do see a lot of pages of cats, and even though you're like, okay, cats have nothing to do with the ring, again, this is a ring, and a ring it's so generic that this is a product that could be for anyone. This is not a specific niche product, so maybe you could target cat pages or things related to that nature. Why not? It's nothing here is out of nothing's here is not an option, because this product is so broad that that's what you have to do. You have to do broad interest, but different interests, so that you're really hitting as many angles as possible here. So cats would be something to notate for sure, because all we see is cat interest. Juniper Fox. Well, it's not cat, but this one, a cat rescue organization, and things that they've liked. So those are, by patterns, I just mean try to find interests that are very similar to each other. You'll start noticing that trend, and those are the ones you want to take a note of, because at the end of the day, those are the ones that most likely, we can never know 100% for a fact what that dropshipper is targeting, but we can try to spot patterns to make our guests as educated and as close as possible. And so here we can say, from this guy, what did we learn? We learned cats and Avengers. So definitely write that down. And again, these are a few Facebook profiles that I opened. So this is another person, and this is another Facebook profile that I had open, like I explained. People who had high engagement and positive engagement, or people who said, hey, I bought this. These are the people you want to go after. And here, for example, you start seeing just off the bat, you start seeing a little bit of a pattern. There's a few pages here related to games. Everyday gamers, top gamers, MMO. So these are all game related pages. The rest are just random, but now you can see, okay, maybe gaming is a good angle. And now, again, if you're not a gamer, this might be a little more difficult for you to think of, and I'm not a hardcore gamer, but I do know some games like, Halo, Final Fantasy, and those games where they had they were mythical, like they had these glowing things, glowing stones or things of that nature. And now I'm starting to think, okay, this is a ring with glowing stones. So maybe targeting those kind of games, like mystical type of games, might not be such a bad idea. This person does like things related to cars. So again, maybe you can target things related to neon, like, neon and cars and things like that, because it's close. Again, it's something that glows, maybe closely related to the ring. So maybe it's not such a bad idea. And this person really likes a lot of things related to cars. And again, you know, you can just keep scrolling and find out for yourself what else they're into and patterns, just to give you ideas of where to start. This is the profile of someone else, and just looking at this first page off the bat, what do I find? The Marvel Hub. And now you guys, I hope you're starting to connect dots and really understand that not only are we looking for patterns within each individual's profiles, but even stronger, even a more stronger indicator is actually finding patterns among different profiles. This is the third time I'm seeing something related to Marvel, to Avengers, and this is so huge, guys, because finding patterns like this are even better, so that you know that, okay, this is definitely interest I want to go after, because it's most likely, again, not 100% fact, but most likely this particular dropshipper or store is targeting brands, and it just makes sense, with Thanos and the whole Infinity Stones with different colors, shining colors, whatever, like a gauntlet. Why not like a ring that has glowing things in its different colors? People associate things of that nature, so it's not crazy or off the bat to think people that are fans of Avengers and Marvel are, it's not crazy to actually think that they're being targeted. And again, we do the same thing. We go down and try to find a pattern within here, or a pattern among every other profile, which is why it's very important that you guys are writing down whatever patterns you're seeing, like on a notepad or something, so that way you remember, whatever pattern you spot, you write it down. And then after you gather your notes, now you have something to start off from. So now we're going to go to the next profile of someone else. And again, the first things we see here, pretty random, to be honest. This is a person that speaks Spanish, so they're mainly liking Spanish type of interest. But one glaring pattern that I do see here, because I do speak Spanish myself, is a lot of these. There's a lot of pages actually where this person likes that have to do with blogging, and specifically phrases like love phrases, friendship phrases. So now you're thinking, okay, maybe how do I connect that to the ring? Maybe they're targeting people who find meaning in things, and sometimes people find meanings in these kind of rings that look like they have stones in them and things like that. So maybe you can even take a marketing angle and say, this stone was made from whatever that will bring prosperity and wealth, and just really market it. Find that angle, right, and market it to people that are into liking phrases and just deep meaning kind of things, or maybe some mystical type of things. So maybe you can go that route too, target people who are interested in mystical stuff. So these are all things that you should be writing down, because the idea of doing this is to get ideas of what to target. Going through this and not writing down is definitely a big mistake. But yes, here, from what I see, there are a lot of just deep meaning kind of pages. And so for this last person, is actually a really good example of them having their privacy settings set to, from outsiders. They set it so that people who are not their friends can't really view certain things. And in this case, this person has their privacy settings set in a way where they don't allow strangers, right, or visitors, people who are not connected to them, to view what pages they like. And we can just skip this one. If you're worried about legality or being ethical, like, this is something that's perfectly ethical to do. I mean, these are settings that they set, and this is what Facebook allows you to see. Facebook is public, so this is where, as a person, you gotta be, it's a personal choice. You gotta either make your profile completely private, or maybe there are things you're comfortable sharing with, or just don't really mind that people know about, so you really leave it setting that way. So there's nothing wrong with doing this. It's something I do encourage you guys to do, just from a marketing perspective, just to know how to start, where to start, and what angles you can hit to advertise products like this, where they're just so general and very, very hard at the beginning to truly know what to target. From everything we did, I actually made a little notepad of ideas that just came across my mind. These are interests or ideas where you can, if you just research, like for example, here, cars, neon tuning. I might have to research some neon tuning related kind of things. Maybe there are pages or influencers or something related to neon or tuning cars, and maybe I can target those pages. So these are just some ideas. And I type gamers, right? And one of the first games that occurred to me was Final Fantasy, but you can do your research and see some gaming pages that you might want to target. Again, mystical stuff. You may want to target pages that deal with mystical kinds of things, phrases, love stuff, so we can target maybe deep meaning kind of pages. Oreos, just because people associate this with Oreos, why not? And Avengers, of course. This is a pattern that we just saw, and for those thinking maybe the whole Avengers thing, everybody likes it and maybe you shouldn't consider it. Actually, if we go real quick to this store's page, it's actually something really funny, because I went in because I was curious and I actually wanted to find that ring they were advertising, but I actually find another ring that made me really laugh and just validated how right my idea was. And it's this one in their banner that says win an Infinity Ring 2.0. Infinity, that's from the Infinity Stones from Avengers, from the Thanos villain character, the 6 Infinity Stones. And you can see this ring has the blue, the green, the yellow, the red. So clearly they took this from the whole Avengers movie idea, and instead of it being the Infinity Gauntlet, it's actually the Infinity Ring. So this is how crazy, as you guys can see, this is just validates my idea even more. It just validates the fact that Avengers should be an interest that you have to go after. And then Lord of the Rings, why not? The whole movie was based on this glowing ring. So, and this one just was one off the bat that I thought of. I didn't really find anybody like this page, but again, just because you didn't find anybody who didn't like it, doesn't mean that it's not an option. Everything goes here. I'm not gonna go into my business manager, but you would type Lord of the Rings and in the detailed targeting section and just put it there and test it. See the audience size, how much it is, and based on that, proceed or not. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that it was very insightful, very valuable. Literally, I taught here a very, very little known hack, or a hack that nobody's willing to do just because it's so much work. But at the end of the day, I hope you see the value. I hope you see that doing this is totally worth it and completely ethical and legal. So don't worry about spying on other people's profiles. That's their settings, that's how they put it, and that's something to view for the public.
Alright family, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you got a lot of value out of it. And just one little thing, it's funny because when I recorded this video, I did it just a few days before Facebook made some updates, and I've been hearing a lot of people having trouble finding the info and ads section on pages. So if for some reason you don't see it anymore, I'm gonna link down below this video as well, the new section where Facebook moved this. All right guys, thank you so much for your support. See you all on the next.